And good evening. We start with that late-breaking news tonight. Former FBI Director James Comey has just been indicted on 2 counts. Comey is charged with making a false statement and obstruction. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia says it is related to his testimony before a Senate committee on September 30th, 2020. Attorney General Pam Bondi posting on X, quote, "No one is above the law." For days, the DOJ has been weighing whether to charge the former FBI director. And moments ago, the president posting this on Truth Social, quote, "Justice in America," adding that Comey is, quote, "being held responsible for his crimes against our nation." Laura Jarrett is here with that breaking news. And Laura, walk our viewers through this, what has happened, because it's never happened in our history.
It's never happened. We've seen a lot of firsts in this administration and the last one, but this is truly remarkable, Tom. This is the man who once served as the top law enforcement officer of our country, now indicted by a federal grand jury. We are just getting the actual indictment. We had wondered who it would be signed by, what it would say. It's very brief, only 2 pages, providing very little detail at all beyond what we've already reported, Tom, about it having to do with obstruction to Congress, about having to do with a false statement to Congress stemming from his testimony back in 2020. He was asked by Senator Ted Cruz about whether he had ever authorized a leak to the media, approved someone else making that type of leak. He said he stood by some earlier testimony where he had denied any wrongdoing. And so that is, at least according to this indictment, what all the case involves has to do with that exchange with Ted Cruz. We'll see whether more comes out. You can always have a superseding indictment where you add some more meat on the bones. But as of right now, we are not getting much more. Apparently, according to our producer who was in the room, the actual interim U.S. attorney, Mr. Trump's former defense attorney, Lindsay Halligan, who's been put in place right now, she was in the courtroom. There was a lot of back and forth and confusion about the counts, whether, in fact, the jury had returned a true bill, actually indicted him on all of these counts. But it's rare to have the U.S. attorney herself in the courtroom. So I think sort of signals how the Justice Department was searching for someone to bring these charges, which the president, again, of course, had demanded for quite some time.
All right, Laura Jarrett, we thank you for that. Stand by for us. We also want to go to our Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, who's been tracking this for us as well. Kelly, take us inside the Department of Justice over the last few days.
Well, as Laura was just saying, the search for a prosecutor who would bring these charges was a big part of the backstory here. And on the true bill that you were talking about, Lindsay Halligan's signature does appear. She is a person who has just been placed in this role as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, coming into that post from the White House, and prior to that, as a personal lawyer for President Trump. She has not ever been a prosecutor. She came to the job after the longtime person in that role, who had been supported by others in the legal community as a strong lawyer, resigned.